Here's your wrestling news for May 8th, 2023, and we're kicking off today with Monday Night Raw, as tonight's show will see the start of a tournament which will ultimately crown the next World Heavyweight Champion. One fortunate superstar will make history later this month at WWE Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia, and now we know who has a shot at the gold. In a video from WWE, it was confirmed that from Raw, Cody Rhodes, The Miz, Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and Shinsuke Nakamura will make up half the draft. As for SmackDown, AJ Styles, Bobby Lashley, Sheamus, US Champion Austin Theory, Edge, and Rey Mysterio will all seek to win the title, though that will be far from easy. Tonight's Raw will see two triple threat matches, with the winners facing off in the semifinals, and the winner of that match will face the winner from SmackDown at Night of Champions. The new title has been created as an answer to Roman Reigns' sporadic schedule, and out of the 12, who do you expect to see become the next World Heavyweight Champion? We know that tonight's Raw will see the start of the Red Brand side of the tournament, but there will be plenty more which is planned for tonight's show. Fightful Select reports that the tournament will take up a significant portion of Raw, but that WWE will also be continuing the feud between Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus. Given that Lynch hasn't appeared on TV in a month, there will be missing posters for the former Raw Women's Champion tonight, though there's no word on whether Stratus will be on the show. WWE will also continue their story with Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, who are an official tag team, and will be petitioning members of the roster to go against Adam Pearce's management. With tonight's Raw also being the first post-draft episode, fans can expect a lot of former NXT superstars on the show in what will be a monumental night for Raw. Now at WWE Backlash, Cody Rhodes was able to overcome Brock Lesnar, payback for what Lesnar did to the American Nightmare on the post-WrestleMania 39 Raw. Tonight, Rhodes will be looking to earn his spot in the World Heavyweight Championship match at Night of Champions, but his feud with the Beast Incarnate is far from over. That's according to WRKD Wrestling, who report that the feud between Brock and Cody is set to continue, and that Lesnar will quickly make his intentions known. Given how that was phrased, Lesnar could make his intentions known as quickly as tonight's episode, and costing Rhodes a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship would certainly give Cody a reason to face Brock again. Many fans expect Rhodes to have a rematch with Roman Reigns one day, but that isn't expected to happen for a long time. And are you excited to see a rematch between Rhodes and Lesnar? Sound off in the comments below. It was during the match at Backlash that Lesnar was busted open and bled heavily throughout much of his war with Cody. Given that WWE typically goes against the use of blood, many were surprised to see Lesnar not only bleed, but bleed as much as he did, with some thinking that this was an accident. That isn't the case, according to Fightful Select, who report that Lesnar was also scheduled to bleed, and WWE made a rare exception to their no-blood policy. Their report also refuted the rumors that at one point the plan was for Lesnar to squash Cody, saying that was never the plan at any point of the booking process. Lesnar and Rhodes aren't finished feuding and could soon be stepping in the ring again at a future Premium Live event, but contrary to what some believe, their Backlash match went exactly as planned. Last week, CM Punk showed up backstage at Raw, and fans were shocked to learn that AEW's arguable biggest star was walking around backstage at a WWE event. Given that Punk has been at odds with AEW since September, many thought it was odd that he'd jeopardize his rumored return by showing up to Raw, but is there something else going on? Many assumed that Punk showing up was done without Tony Khan's permission, as you'd expect the AEW president to turn down any request for a top AEW star to show up for the competition. While speaking to House of Wrestling, Wade Keller said that instead of Punk showing up randomly, he had gotten permission from Khan to go, or as near enough to permission as he could get. Keller explained, "I heard that he reached out. I don't want to say Tony would play these types of games, but it's possible. It was very important for Tony to not have been okay with it for the reason doing it. Okay, let me explain it. If the Punk said, 'Hey Tony, I want to go visit WWE's locker room,' and Tony's like, 'I can't know about this, do what you want, but we didn't have this conversation and I didn't know ahead of time, but go ahead, it'll be good for PR. It's possible Tony said, 'Do it, but I want no part of it.' That'd be contract tampering." If Khan and Punk hatched a plan to get fans talking about him and his expected return to AEW, then it certainly worked, as the wrestling world has been abuzz about what Punk will do next. Of course, if Khan was ever asked if he approved Punk showing up at Raw, he wouldn't give a direct answer, but what do you think was really the cause for CM Punk to show up to last week's Raw? When Punk returns to AEW TV, he is expected to be the top star on AEW Collision, the rumored Saturday wrestling show that's in the works, but despite the buzz, AEW have not confirmed any plans for a third TV show. The only reason fans expect AEW Collision to premiere in June is because there is a televised event due to air on Saturday, June 17th, but now there's been another sign that Collision is coming. On Twitter, it was revealed that AEW has changed the date for its debut in Regina, Saskatchewan, and while it had initially been a House Rules show, it will now air on TV on July 8th. As you've likely figured out by now, that date is a Saturday, meaning AEW now has 2 televised Saturday events confirmed within less than a month of each other. Despite this change, AEW is still yet to announce the rumored weekly Saturday show or the premiere date for the rumored show, but all signs are pointing to an announcement in due time, which will also mark CM Punk's return to TV. Punk is expected to make his AEW return to programming next month as part of AEW Collision, but one name fans won't be seeing for some time is Ring of Honor's Eddie Kingston. During the most recent tapings for ROH TV, Kingston announced that he's been dealing with a hernia since September, and it now requires surgery to correct. Kingston said he expects to be out of action for another 6 weeks and last competed at ROH Supercard of Honor in March, where he unsuccessfully challenged Claudio Castagnoli for the ROH World Championship. There's never a good time to get a hernia, and Kingston will have to take things easy for the next few weeks, and we're wishing him a speedy recovery. Now in early 2024, Drew McIntyre's current deal with WWE will expire, and unless a new contract is signed, he'll become one of the hottest free agents on the market. Both in and out of WWE, McIntyre has proven that he can be a top star, and could his future be as part of the AEW roster? Speaking about the Scottish Warrior during the latest episode of Wrestling Binge, Teddy Long suggested that a move to AEW would be the right call, as Drew's WWE run has seemingly peaked. My opinion on it, I don't think he's going to go back to that title spot no more. You know what I mean? They did a lot with Drew McIntyre. He's been fantastic for them. Even myself had a chance to work with him too in storylines, when he was Vince's chosen one or something. I think that's what it was. If AEW wants to take him, I think he should go, That's a fresh start there. So maybe he's got a 2 or 3 year run right there. I don't know. That decision will be left to him, but what he can do is maybe talk and find out if there are any plans for him. If there's some plans for him down the line, then hang around and wait until it's time. But if they don't have nothing for you, there are no plans, then the writing's on the wall. While AEW would be a favorite to sign Drew if he left WWE, there's no shortage of stories of big names being signed, only to either be forgotten about or not used to their fullest potential. Of course, there's still more time for McIntyre to sign a new deal with WWE, and what do you think the former world champion should do? Sound off in the comments. At WrestleMania 38, Bianca Belair captured the Raw Women's Championship, and the EST of WWE has proven to be a dominant champion. Retaining against the likes of Carmella, Becky Lynch, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, and most recently Io Sky, and now the champ has a new record to her name. As of today, Belair's reign is officially the longest reign of any reign as Raw Women's Champion, and on social media, Belair celebrated her accolade, as well as becoming the longest reigning women's champion of the modern era. While Belair has reached this milestone, it is expected to end soon enough, with the expectation being that the drafted SmackDown star will switch titles with Raw's SmackDown Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. Belair is only a few years into her run on WWE's main roster, but has accomplished plenty already, and now has another accolade to her impressive resume. And we're ending today with Raw, as tonight's show will be a fresh start for the Red brand, but will it also mark the start of a new logo? On YouTube, WWE shared a video of a May 2019 match between Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, and for the thumbnail, WWE used a brand new logo for Raw. It's certainly odd for WWE to have a new logo for Raw, but just for this one video, and we'll have to see if this logo is wheeled out across all of the Red brand in the coming weeks.